Welcome to Frank Teaches DevOps. Hello, my lovely viewers. Thank you so much. Thank you for your support. And I want to appreciate each and every one of us for your support so far and for making sure that I keep dishing out content, right? Content that are very, very helpful and insightful to the community, And today I'm going to be changing gear. Not just only today, but going forward, I'm going to be changing gear. All right. I'm going to be changing gear. All right. Into more of security. All right. More into security. And in today's video, I'll be talking about DevSecOps. Yes, DevSecOps. You heard me very well. DevSecOps. All the while, we've had a lot of noise, right? Though positive noise in the domain of DevOps. All right. So much noise in DevOps here and there. Okay. But DevOps has been development and operations. So in DevOps, we have what we call development plus, I cannot put in plus symbol here. Development plus, I can't create plus symbol. Sorry. All right, let me just construct something. Development plus, use a plus, guys. So let me group it. All right, so it's one word. So development, let me give it a color, guys. I want to give it red, and fill color should be red. Thank you. So this is development plus operations. All right. So in DevOps, the focus has never been security, right? So this is what you get in DevOps. However, my target is not DevOps. I only trying to bring DevOps into the picture. All right. Yeah. So our target today is DevSecOps. All right. So DevSecOps is DevOps plus security. All right. DevSecOps is DevOps plus security. When you do DevOps, and on top of DevOps, you have security. That is DevSecOps. All right. You have DevOps, and on top of it, you have security. So in DevSecOps, the core, or before we go into the core, let's now break down what is DevSecOps. So in DevSecOps, we have development, we have security, and we have operations. All All right. Now, in DevSecOps, security is at the core. I think I should do some typing so that it will help us. Yeah. So in DevSecOps, security is at the core of it. All right, the core of it. Let me try to do something great. So the core of it. Now you remember in the past, software development lifecycle has not put much emphasis on security. All right, that is why DevSecOps came into the picture. All right, so DevSecOps came into the picture because in the past, software development lifecycle has not put much emphasis, all right, on security, all right, on security. Okay, so that is why in DevSecOps, we are making more emphasis, we are putting more emphasis on security. All right, great. This should be my flow. All right. So in applying security to development, all right, there's a concept called shift left approach. Let me use a diagram to illustrate this. All right. So shift left approach, meaning that security, in securing infrastructure, all right, the approach moves from right to left. So let me put that here. Shift left approach. Now, what this approach means is that let me bring it down here. The shift left approach means that since we are implementing security at the very early stage of the software development lifecycle. All right. The shift left approach means that we are implementing, let me remove things. All right. It means that we are implementing security at the very early stage of the software development life cycle. All right. So the goal here is to identify security issues as early as possible before deploying the code into, let me write. All right. So the goal here is to identify security issues, all right, as early as possible before deploying the code base, all right, the code base into production, right? So that's the idea of what shift left. Let me push it down. That's the idea of shift left. Let me remove some spaces here. All right. Great. Now, let's start with what is DevSecOps. Now, DevSecOps is three terminology put together: development, security, and operations. Remember, the focus, the focus here is on security. The focus here is on security. The focus in DevSecOps is centered around security. All right. So this is what we have. Let me still take my plus. Copy your plus, copy. So this is development plus security plus operations. That is DevSecOps. All right. Now, let's now go back to the very beginning, development. What happens at the development stage? Now, development stage is where the developer writes his code base, right? Now, in development stage, let's put up some writing. Let's make some notes. Don't like this. All right. So in the development stage, all right, we implement the developer or the DevSecOps engineer, all right? So we implement security at the software development lifecycle during, let me bring this down, during design and implementation phase. All right. So now this is what happens here. This is what goes on here. Let me reduce the font size a bit. So 10, that's okay. That's okay. So this is what happens here. Let me do some bulleting. Great. So this is what happens at the development stage. All right. So at the development stage, security is at the core of the software development lifecycle, all right, during design and as well as the implementation phases. So at this stage, when we get to the next topic, which is tools for implementing DevSecOps, we shall get to see the different tools that could be used at the development stage, the security stage, and the operation stage. All right, great. So now at this level, at this development stage, let's come down, right? We implement security tools, right, that identify security issues. So at this level, there are some set of tools which we are going to see any moment from now, right? When we get to the next chapter, right? There are some set of tools that we need to put in place, all right? All right, to put in place at the SDLC, all right? SDLC. Now we also, all right, work with the developers, to define secure coding checklist. Now, at this level, the DevSecOps engineers, all right, they work in tandem, right, with the developers, all right, to define secure coding, all right, checklist of secure coding, how they should implement secure coding. So that's what goes on at the developers, at development development phase of DevSecOps. All right. So let me put it properly. Let's put a proper bulletin. Oh, what's this? Oh, sorry, man. Undo, delete. Okay. Great. Now let me push, give it 10. 10, that's fine. Push this guy down a bit. Great. Great, great, great. Oh, what's this now? Okay. Great. Now, so at the security level, all right, at the security level, right, security activity is, like we earlier mentioned, security is at the core of the application development, and this activity, I need to write. So let me give it some mark. Okay. No. All right. So this term in DevSecOps, this term, which is security, that's what I mean. This term, security, all right, is at the core of the application development. And this activity starts from it starts from code implementation itself, right? It starts from the code base implementation, all right, which is the development aspect, development phase. All right. So now, so these are what happens, right, between development, security, and finally, here at operations. Let's look at what happens here at operations. So at operations, we could implement things like security at the operations level by let me. Okay. So at this level, we can actually, right? At this level, all right, we implement security at the operations, all right, at the operations level by integrating security in operational activities. Security in operational activities. Let me blend this guy. Great. Okay. All right. Great. Okay. Now, it doesn't end there. For example, I can give it for example. So we implement our security at the operations level by integrating security in operational activities. For example, let me give you an example. For example, when we are, let's say for instance, when we are setting up a container, all right, we need to set up a container, all right, a container registry. We make sure, we make sure that only the secured containers, right? Only the secure containers are submitted, all right, are submitted only the secure containers are submitted, okay, into the container registry, So this is what we do at this level, right? Okay. And also, if we are implementing any infrastructure, we make sure that we implement automated compliance, all right? Also, if we are implementing, okay, any infrastructure, all right, okay, we make sure, that we automate compliance. All right, is the infrastructure compliance to best practices, right? That we need to check, all right? So we also need to scan, right, to take care of any kind of framework or standards across the entire infrastructure. Okay. Okay, we also perform some level of scanning, all right? Some level of scanning, right? To make, all right? We also perform some level of scanning, all right? To take care of level of scanning to take care of any framework or standards that could be implemented across the entire infrastructure, infrastructure, right? So that's what we actually do at the operational phase, all right? Operational phase. Now, for instance, let me explain this last part. Now, we also perform some level of scanning to take care of any framework or standards that could be implemented across, all right, the entire infrastructure. For instance, for example, all right, if you are working on the, let's say for instance now, for example, we are working on a credit card, information, all right? We must make sure, all right? We must make sure that PCI DSS, right? PCI DSS is the standard, right, for any is a standard in the financial technology industry, right? In the fintech industry, all right? For any business that is going into handling finances, all right? Handling people's money, okay? So you must be accredited, okay? You must be accredited by this standard, all right? Okay, then you'll be allowed, all right? You'll be allowed to handle people's money, okay? So this is a standard per se. So because in your environment, you are dealing with credit cards. These are people's information which you're dealing with. And for you to be dealing with this information, you must be certified, right, to deal with people's data, financial data. So that is why this body, PCI DSS must accredit you. So in our environment, at the operations level, we must make sure that PCI DSS is implemented across across, all right, the entire infrastructure. Okay, so great, guys. Yeah, so great. So this is what DevSecOps. I should put it here. What is DevSecOps? What is DevSecOps? Right. So this is what DevSecOps is all about. 30. Great. Push it a bit. Now, what is DevSecOps? So guys, this is what DevSecOps is all about. Don't forget our shift left approach. Shift left approach because we want to implement security at the very early stage of the software development lifecycle. That is why this approach is up there. All right. So next on our table is the tools we could use for implementing DevSecOps. All right. So let me copy. Great. So let me copy these guys. I'll still need to explain at this level. All right. So copy, take it down, paste. Great. So this next chapter are tools. Copy this guy. All right. Tools for implementing DevSecOps. All right. Tools for implementing DevSecOps. Like we earlier mentioned, right? That development stage, right? In development stage, we implement implement security at the software development lifecycle, right? During design and implementation. So we have tools that will enable us, all right, to enable us implement security at the development phase. And one of the tools is Git secrets. Why is this thing so big? Let me reduce it to 10 and I don't need this. All right, so delete. Git secrets. So Git secrets is, let's define this tool. This is used to prevent developers, right, from committing, let's be like this, from committing confidential contents, confidential data into a version control system. Version control system like what? GitHub, GitLab, you name it, etc. Bitbucket, right? Let's just keep it simple, right? GitHub. So this is what Git secret does, right? So the developers, as an organization plan, all right, design, the DevSecOps, all right, will make sure that every developer in that organization, right, has either a Git secret. I'm going to mention all the tools that we need, all right, at this level. There should be a Git secret. Then another tool in this radar is Talisman. I have a video I have done already on Talisman. Talisman is used to implement Git hooks. Git hooks. All right. So Talisman behave the same way as Git secrets. Okay. So it has the same functionality and property, the same behavior as Git secrets. So I'll be copying this guy, copy, and let me paste it here. Great. So Talisman does all of these. The same thing that Git secrets does. Okay. To prevent developers from committing confidential data So confidential data, example of confidential data are passwords, API keys, tokens, you name them, tokens, etc. Okay, into a version control system. Okay, now to add to that, we also have security plugins that are integrated in different IDEs, right? We have security plugins, right? In IDEs. Okay, so there are different security plugins from different security providers, all right? Okay, from different SaaS tools, which we are going to see any moment from now. Okay, so there are a lot of plugins for IDs. Example of the IDs, we have Visual Studio Code, right? Visual Studio Code and IntelliJ, right? IntelliJ. So if you have you are working with IDs, there are plugins. So different they have security plugins for your IDs, okay? And yeah, so I think at the development level, these are the tools, all right? So at development level, we need to incorporate security, all right, into the software development lifecycle. Then at the security phase, we have tools like tools for performing code quality. So code quality, we have guys like SonarQube, and yeah, SonarQube. We have SonarQube, we have Veracode, and Verlot. Okay, let's keep it there for code. No, SonarQube, I'm coming there. SonarQube. All right. Then, still at this level, we have what we call SAST, right? SAST is static application security testing. Okay, all right. So at this level, we have tools like SonarQube could also be used. SonarQube could be used. We have tools like Fortify, and we have Veracode. Veracode could be used for implementing static application security testing. Okay, so now the next on our list is DAST. So DAST stands for dynamic application security testing, right? So in this level, we have tools like we have the OWASP Zap, right? We also have Veracode to be used to implement DAST scanning, Veracode. Then we also have Akunetics, right? Akunetics could also be used to, and many more tools, but these are the common tools that especially OWASP Zap, right? To scan your code base. Okay. Now on the next list, we have the SCA. SCA is software composition analysis, software composition analysis. So in software composition analysis, all right, we have tools like Snyk, yeah, Snyk is there. Fortify is there. We also have Veracode, Veracode could be used for performing these scans, right? So SCA is solely for, all right, let me just say, for scanning or identifying vulnerabilities in third-party libraries, especially when your code base uses more of open source libraries, open source framework. All right. So SCA is a kind of scan that is being used to identify these vulnerabilities. All right. Now the next on the list we have IAST. So IAST is interactive application security testing. Okay, so in here we have some cool tools like Invicti, right? Invicti is there. Acunetics is there as well, right? For scanning the code base, all right? Scanning the code base. Now on that same list, we have the IAC. Yes, IAC, which we all know as infrastructure as code. Okay, as code. Okay, so we could employ some SaaS tools, to scan infrastructure code base, right? To check for to implement what we call infrastructure security. Okay, so we check for misconfiguration, we check for a whole lot, all right, a whole lot in our IAC, right? And in doing this, we have same tools. Snyk, all right, has a tendency for scanning IAC, and we also have a tool called Bridge Crew, right? So Bridge Crew, and I think these are the more common tools, all right, for implementing security at the infrastructure level. Then still on that radar, we have what we call container security, container registry, container security, all right? So in container security, we have tools like Aqua. Aqua is there. We have Qualys, and Snyk also has the tendency of scanning container images, all right, to check for vulnerabilities, right? So guys, this is the flow. These are the tools so far. Then at the operational level, all right, at the operational level, let's get started. At the operational level, we have build pipelines, right? Build pipelines. So in this, we have tools like the Jenkins, we have the GitHub Actions, we have GitLab CI, etc., right? Okay, so we also have cloud security posture management. Yeah, so cloud security posture management in implementing cloud security posture management. We have tools like Aqua is there, Qualys is there, Bridge Crew, right? Bridge Crew, etc. Okay, now we also have down the list, we also have container registry scanners, right? So before you can actually scan your entire container registry, all right? We have container to check for vulnerable images, all right? container registry scanner, right? So this at the operational level, at this level, we scan the entire image repository, all right, to check for vulnerable images, all right. So we use tools like Aqua plays a good role here as well. Then I think Snake has that tendency as well to scan container registries. Then last, I wouldn't want to say last on the list, because the list is endless of what you could do at these 3 stages, right? So let me call it cloud security. So in cloud security, we apply security at the cloud level, okay? For Azure, there's a service called Azure Defender. So Azure Defender could be used to implement security at cloud level of Azure. Similarly, we have this Azure Defender. Similarly, for AWS, we have things like the AWS Security Hub, AWS Security Hub. So these also could be used, all right, to implement security at the cloud level on AWS. So guys, these are the different tools, right, at each stages, right, at each stages of DevSecOps, right? So it's becoming interesting, right, guys? Right. So let's go to the last chapter for introduction towards to DevSecOps. So the last chapter we have here will be basic security terms used in DevSecOps. All right. So there are lots of basic security terms. Basic security terms used in DevSecOps. All right. So different basic security terms. We've mentioned a lot of them over here. So what I'll be doing is, okay, let me just start all over. So I'll SAST. So SAST is a kind of a white box testing. All right. This before the let me say the meaning. So SAST is static application security testing. Right. So this is used to perform a kind of this is used to perform a kind of white box testing. All right. White box testing. All right. Okay. It's used to identify security issues in your code base. All right. Now, next on our list is SCA. So SCA is software composition analysis. Okay. So this tool helps. This scan method helps to identify, all right, vulnerabilities that are present in any third party libraries, right? Libraries, okay, that are used in your code, libraries that are used in your code. You also see the application of SCA in areas where you have used open source libraries, all right? Especially when you have made use of a lot of, all right, open source libraries, libraries or frameworks, all right, in your code base, in your code base, in your code base, right? So that's where you see that's where you see the power of SCA, right? And of which we've mentioned here, the tools used for performing SCA. Where's SCA on this list? SCA, we have Sneak, we have Fortify, Veracode, all right? So great. The next on our list is DAST. DAST happens to be a kind of dynamic application security testing, all right? So this tool is used to identify security issues. This method is used to identify security issues present in web applications, all right? Now, we now have this guy, which is IST, which is Interactive Application Security Testing. This tool is a combination. This method is a combination of SAST and DAST. All right, SAST and DAST. So this tool is this method. I keep saying this tool. This method, all right, is used, all right, to scan for vulnerabilities that were skipped, or that were not captured by either SAST or DAST. So it's more intensive, right? So IST is more intensive. So this guy is more intense. Sorry, guys. This method is more intensive. And if you look up at the tools used, IST, we have Invicti, and Akunetics, right? These are very rugged SaaS tools for implementing IST. All right, great, guys. Great. Then still on the PEC. In that PEC, we have IAC, which is Infrastructure as Code, right? So this is used to implement. This is used to implement IAC security testing. So far, so good, guys. I think this is all I have to dish out, all right? To dish out when it comes to introduction to DevSecOps, right? Introduction to what? DevSecOps. I hope you love it. You love it, guys. And in my next video, I'm going to be starting as is hot, all right? So I'm going to be setting up the SAST method, right? That's what I'm doing in my next video. So just keep an eye on my channel, all right? Keep an eye on my channel. So I'll be using Jenkins and Sonar Cloud, all right? I will use Jenkins and Sonar Cloud to automate, okay? Jenkins, Sonar Cloud, and my code base on GitHub, all right? To check for vulnerabilities in my code base that is on GitHub. So all of these is going to be automated, right, in a Jenkins pipeline, right? In a Jenkins pipeline where I'll integrate Sonar Cloud with Jenkins, and I'll also use tools like Maven, all right, because my code base is based on Java, but not until then, okay? Not until then, when I get started, you shall see the beauty, right? The beauty of implementing SAST, right? SAST. So this is it, guys. This is it. Like I earlier mentioned, Frank teaches DevOps is gradually tilting its focus towards DevSecOps, right? Towards DevSecOps. Okay, we've seen a lot of DevOps, all right? We've seen a lot of DevOps, and we still run some training on DevOps, all right? But we will be tilting our focus, our direction towards what? DevSecOps. So watch out on my channel, and yes, watch it on my channel so that you will be the first to get the content as it drops. With that being said, I would love to bring this session to a close, guys. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And have a wonderful day. Peace out.